2 that I got from a student this week that I just thought was a good question. Why don't we get into it? I released the tune this week with my guitar here, Leeloo Dallas, and yeah, it's called Multipass. And they said, what are the chords? How you play that thing? So I'm not going to go into like all of how I did all of the melody, because I'll be honest, some was a little bit improvised, but I did have kind of like a basic pentatonic concept going into that. So we'll talk about that at the end. But I think the most important part is probably the chords. And the chords are actually pretty simple. The hardest part about it is that you're gonna keep like the lead, the top 2 notes on every chord the same. So like the notes on top are E and G. So that all by itself is really not that hard, but to play it with the chords is maybe a little trickier. The way it is on the recording, the way I do it, like if I was going to do it probably like live, I probably would play like the chords a little choppier, like with like a backbeat on it. But the way they are on the recording is it's like a little bit lighter, because I have like a loop of something just going. It's actually not a loop at all. I set a loop of myself doing that, and then I recorded myself actually playing that for the length of the song there. But yeah, then on top of that, I wanted that to basically be a drum part, and then to have like the guitar like go in conjunction with that. So it was like. So I kind of avoid doing a lot of that on there. So just so you know, that's kind of, I think, part of the sound of the thing, is that I have one track that's like a guitar drum track, and I EQ'd it and like did a bunch of stuff to make it sound like punchier and whatnot within Ableton, because Ableton is amazing. This video brought to you by Ableton Live. No, actually, this video is brought to you by Music Maker Lessons, which is where this question sort of came from. And if you're interested in any of the stuff in more detail, go to musicmakerlessons.com. Link is in the description. But that said, that's the thing. That just goes over every chord. So the chords are this: E7, and I'm doing like this. I do like open E, and then this is a root 3 flat 7 chord, and then kind of like I let some open strings happen on that one, just because I like the sound of the open strings with that chord. Right? But then also I'm playing this. Actually, I'm really not letting any open strings out at all on that. But that chord was kind of what I was thinking, and I was thinking about open strings when I wrote it. So that said, you know, sometimes you edit stuff after you write it, I guess, right? So that's the first chord change. It's just moving this fingering around so that you can get E and G on top. Same thing on here. C chord, C7 chord, C, and then B flat, and then E on top, right? Which is great, because now I got my E on top, and I just need to get there. So what I do is I actually play an E minor 7 flat 5 chord. That's E, B flat, D, G on the top. What's cool about that chord is if you play a C on the bass, it's just like a 9 chord. It's like a pretty dominant 7 with a 9 chord in it. Nice. So I'm doing. And then back. Then back to C. Then A7, which is great as a bar chord because if you're careful with your picking and you leave out, I leave out the high A and leave that in the as like the highest note, E, and then you can just use your pinky. Then F sharp 7, which again is great because I can just use pinky as the note, and then B7 with a flat 13 in there. So it's all like either bar chords or these root 3/7 changes, which again I have in great detail on my website. So if you want info about root 3/7 chords, go there and check out the member content. Anyways, that said, that's like pretty much the whole thing chord progression wise. And then for melody, I'm using like mostly just kind of that scale and using my ear to place things where they go. So that's it. I did a little bit of a backing track, and the melody is like all that. Oh, before I do the backing track, let's do the like chord analysis too. So each of those gets 1, 3, 5, flat 7. Every one of those chords. So when I practice like soloing over this, what I practice is I go 1, 3, 5, flat 7, root. And then if I can, I get another octave. If you can't get that far, no worry. It just takes a little work, takes a little bit of practice, and like I said, all that stuff. I'm gonna try and get some lessons up here on YouTube too. But obviously, I had some people over there, and I wanted to get some info out there, so it's all there now, and I'll get them up here in due time. But that said. Yes, so just working the arpeggio of everything. So it's root 3, 5, 7, root, and then again, if it's just one octave arpeggio, that's okay. Then C, then again, then A. Then F sharp, B7. So I did a little bit of a backing track, and what I always do first, I'm going to do 2 choruses. First chorus, we'll do just the exercise that I make people do when they're learning how to solo over changes, which is just you're only allowed those notes. Then second chorus, I'm going to play free. And maybe third chorus, you guys join in, okay? hold it. Then it's going to be real quick. F sharp, then B. See if you can do me.